That's our next video. Pay attention. It's important. I can't give you all the information I want to give you, but I'm going to give you as much as I can in this video, and I'm going to put some links that might help out. Hope you enjoy. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Okay, this is a Goodman furnace. 8 coils on the bottom for the AC, and the heat tray is on top. The reason for that is because this is a downdraft. So if the coil freezes up, it helps you to de-ice it. Okay, there's the pan where the white PVC is at, going to condensate pump that shoots up to the roof. We're here for a gas leak. I'm going to show you how I tested it in a minute. You can see the black iron pipe, and you can see the gas line. You can see some fittings there, a gas valve. You can see some blue stuff wrapped around the threads on the pipe. That's called blue block. That is old school. I've seen one that was black that's even older. So that's my meter I'm using that helps pick up gas. Unfortunately, it'll pick up bleach, other chemicals and stuff, so it can get very confusing. Okay, that's when we would use a bottle like this, gas leak detector, to pinpoint where our source is at. But we found it. I'm going to show you why we found it. If you don't have a meter, you can always use this. You can come close to where the gas leak is at. Okay, I've seen a lot of pros actually just use this. They're used to it. Got to cover the whole line. It's better to have a tool like that, pinpoint it, and then double check it with this. Okay? I'm going to shut it off. We'll splice the video together in Video Magic, and then go from there. The only reason I wanted you to see the bulk of stuff, so you can see how we testing the line. That's telling me it's picking up a leak. We're going to start from the bottom, coming out of the furnace with the black iron pipe. Now we're at the bottom of the shutoff. We're moving up nice and slowly. You don't rush this. I'm going to air it out again and keep going again. That's just to me is the gas line. So we're going to clear out my meter. And we're going to start from the top, the black iron pipe. And we're going to go over first 90-degree elbow. Okay, now we're going down to the shutoff valve. We are at the shutoff valve. Most of the time the leak is behind here. And it's a little tricky, but we're going to take the meter and we're going to drop it down 1. That makes it, let's go, okay. That makes it less responsive. And sometimes that's a necessary thing. So you're trying to pinpoint it. You're not trying to pick up all the gas in the closet. Okay. Now we at our fittings, and the gas valve is not leaking in the back where it usually does, especially on an old one like this. Okay, we had our first fitting, second fitting, nothing. Okay, now we're going to go from the bottom up after we clear the meter again. So we're getting close. So it's somewhere around where my hand is at. Okay, picked it up right there. And I'm going to show you something in a second. Why I say it's there. You usually think it was here or the threads, and it's not. It's right here. Okay, I don't need my meter anymore, so I'm going to shut it off. It's kind of annoying. Most meters I use don't beep like that unless you pick up something. The reason I say is right here. You see that black spot there? That's oil that's in the gas. And the reason they use that is because this is black iron pipe, and black iron pipe is notorious for rusting. I've never seen a black iron pipe rusted inside because of that oil. Whatever that is they put in there. They say they put capsaicin, which is pretty much what is in peppers. There goes my bubbles. Can you see my bubbles? I'm hoping you can see that. I'm hoping you guys pick that up. But that gas line is leaking exactly where that oil spot is at. So now we're going to shut everything off, replace the line, and do our test again, all right? These are kind of big for this area because it's kind of tight. These are 12-inch. I have a video on these. They're outstanding. The best I've ever seen in the U.S. And I'm 62 years old. I've been doing maintenance for over 30 years. I've been a superintendent for close to 30 years. Okay, building super, chief superintendent, super from up north. There's a ridge on here going up and down. We're trying to get that to go horizontal. Doesn't matter which way it turns, as long as it turns horizontal, then we can shut it off. That's pretty much all we need. Now, the reason why these guys are such a badass, if you tighten it too tight, it will not fall down. You see that in the video in the link I put below. And sometimes I need that leverage. You see how tight this valve was? Okay. Gas should be off by now. Let me get the liquid again. Well, I still have some in the line, so I'm not even going to worry about it right now. This one time, I'm going to want it a little tight so it doesn't want to budge on me. Okay, so that's that one there. Wow, you see how tight it is? Okay. Let me try 1 second here. I mean, in the old days, we used to use pipe wrenches. I'm going to pause the video so I can get this off. We had a hard time getting this one on. I couldn't do it by myself. Got another guy with me. I held the top one. He broke this, and we had, well, even with these, we had a hard time. We had to cut these zip ties. This brown line here is the 24 volt from the, actually it's coming from the furnace, goes to the thermostat, and then goes back to the board telling it to go on or off, whether it be AC or heat, because this works heat and cold. So give me 1 minute while I get everything off. I don't bore you guys with a tremendously long video. I believe you got the idea. Okay, we're going to dress the threads. Old school way of saying that. There's a lot of ways to do this. Now, gas pressure isn't as high. 15 pounds PSI. Not like water. Can go very high, up to 80 or even higher in the city. In the suburb would be less. If you're in the boondocks, could be only 50. Okay, this is just pipe though. You notice I didn't get any in here. We don't want anything to get in the gas valve to complicate things later on. Well, now you got to take things apart or put a new gas valve in there, so you got to be careful with that. You can use Teflon tape. Actually, not Teflon tape, I'm sorry. Teflon paste, which is, that looks like that was what is on there, because it was a whitish color. This usually turns a brownish color when I put that on there. The line is pretty big, so I'm going to have to twist it to get it to work, because the distance is a lot shorter. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, the blue block is one of the best. We used to put that on, wait a few minutes, let it come up like bubble gum, and then we would lock our gas line to the fitting, and we'd be good to go. So can see over here, that piece I told you is nice horizontal. So we're safe right now. I've heard that these are self-sealing on some of these. I wouldn't take a chance. There is a type of what looks like Teflon tape that you can use for gas. It's actually called Mega Tape. It's gray and it's like 3 times as thick. So if you got to wrap a thread fitting 7 times or more, you use Teflon tape 2 to 3 times. That's all you need. And it's rated for gas, petroleum, stuff like that, so you can use that. Okay, so I'll get everything together and we'll start testing again. Okay, not taking a chance on these, even though there's low PSI. I'm putting both my larger wrenches on there for my connections. I'll do the bottom one, then we'll run our test. And you can see the top one, and I'm gonna tell you right now, nothing's perfect. You're always gonna run into complications, so I'm gonna show you the bottom one a little bit. Okay, what happened now? That one should be real tight. Okay, so I had to stick a screwdriver in here to push the pipe out so I can get my pipe in there a little bit more comfortably anyway, instead of trying to force it. Threading it in by hand is always recommended. Okay, I'll tighten it up now. Got my zip tie for now so we can make everything a whole lot cleaner, and then we'll do our test. Okay, we've got everything nice and tight. We just want to keep the zip tie out of the way. So, the zip tie, keep the 24-volt line out of the way. So, I could use another zip tie, but you can see how clean the work is. About as clean as what it was before we started. Okay? You want to be careful with this line because the wires inside are kind of brittle and they're very small gauge. Okay? We look good. There's really not going to be a lot of heat here because of induction motor on the bottom, a big blower motor on top. So we're good to go. We'll snip this off in a second, but let's do our test. Let's open up the valve. I had a little bit of a hard time shutting it, so hopefully we won't have too much of a hard time opening it. I do still have my pipe wrenches. Okay, that line is open right now. Okay. And we're going to turn the furnace on. Do a test while we're at it, while we're here. Okay. Okay. I did open the valve. You can hopefully see the line is up and down. But just to make sure there's gas in the line, we're going to turn the furnace on. Move as much out of the way. We don't start a fire, burn anything. Okay. System on cool. Let's put it on heat. There's the blower motor. It says heat on, so it should light up in a few seconds, about 30 seconds. Okay, I can see the igniter glowing on the bottom. You'll hear it. Should hold up. here it's on. We know we have gas on the line. I can turn the unit off, and I can do my final test. Okay, I'm just getting my gas meter back on. It takes a couple of minutes to clear, so I'll pause the video until I get the gas meter working. Yeah, I put the fan on because we just started, probably for the first time of the year, and there's usually some dust inside. It smells like an oven when you turn it on. You don't use it for a long time. Okay, I'm back on 5. Okay, so it's on 5. It's not on 4. So when you turn it back on, that's where you go. But I will set it down 1 if I'm having trouble pinpoint, because the room is full of gas. Okay? Now I'm going to start from the bottom, fitting. Actually, I'm going to start from the black iron pipe. From the furnace, then the fitting, now the connection for the gas. So just because you got a gas line that's a little too long, it's not a problem. As you guys saw me make sure this was tightened. My only concern right now is the back of that gas valve, because if it leaks, that's where it's going to leak from there. Okay, we are good to go. End the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right? Bye.